What's up YouTube, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and in this video I'm going to be comparing the specs of the Samsung Galaxy S5 to the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. So the Alpha has just been officially announced today from Samsung. We've had lots of leaks and rumours of it, and it's offering more of a premium body compared to the Samsung Galaxy S5, more of a premium, more compact body, really aiming for the iPhone users out there, trying to get them onto Samsung's side. Now, how does it compare to the Samsung Galaxy S5? Well, do hit that thumbs up button and let's find out in this head-to-head spec comparison. So initially, starting off with the size difference, the Alpha is quite a bit more compact compared to the Samsung Galaxy S5. You're looking at 9.6mm in terms of height, 7mm in terms of width, and 1.4mm in terms of thickness. So the S5 is already quite thin as it is, but the Alpha goes that step further and it's 1.4mm thinner. So in total, it's roughly about 6.7mm thick, which is one of the thinnest devices out there. Just to put that into perspective, the iPhone 5S, which is very thin in its own, is roughly about 7.6mm, so almost a millimeter thinner compared to the iPhone 5S as well. So really going for that compact size. Now the smaller size is because it has a smaller screen as well, a 4.7-inch screen compared to the 5.1-inch screen of the Samsung Galaxy S5. So you are getting more of a compact device, but you are going to lose out on that larger screen size of the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now in terms of resolution, the Samsung Galaxy S5 has a 1920 by 1080p display, so that's roughly about 432 ppi pixel density. There's also an LTEA version of the Samsung Galaxy S5 which has a 1440p screen, so that's even higher resolution compared to the general Samsung Galaxy S5. That's only available for Korean markets, so the Samsung Galaxy S5, the general version, is the 1080p version. Now the Samsung Galaxy Alpha has a 720p display, so that's 1280 by 720. That's roughly about 312 ppi pixel density. So that is a little bit disappointing, and it's going to be disappointing for a lot of people that step back in terms of resolution. Samsung Galaxy devices are generally known for that very high pixel density, so seeing the 720p display on the Alpha may be a disappointment for many out there, but this seems understandable that they've done this because you've got more of a compact device, so no doubt it's going to have a smaller battery, so to save on that side of things. 312 ppi is not too bad, it's above 300, so it's okay. The iPhone 5S is roughly about 326 ppi, so for many people out there it shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but you definitely have a cutback here in terms of resolution. Now in terms of the weight of the devices, the Samsung Galaxy Alpha is lighter. It's roughly about 30 grams lighter compared to the Samsung Galaxy S5. So once again, overall more compact compared to the S5. Now in terms of the build, this is a key thing here. The Samsung Galaxy devices have generally been criticized for their plastic build. You've got a full plastic build on the Samsung Galaxy S5. Even the edges, which are supposed to look like metal, are not actually metal. They are plastic made to look like metal. And then you've got the perforated back with a dimple soft touch finish. It does feel quite grippy in the hand and it's comfortable to hold, but it doesn't really look premium overall. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha aims to change that with a metal frame. So you've got a metal frame. They've still maintained that back cover though, so you've got a very similar back cover to the Samsung Galaxy S5 to maintain that grip and that comfortable feel, but it does have the metal frame, so it's supposed to be more premium. The Samsung Galaxy S5 is also IP67 dust and water resistant, so you are not going to get any problems getting some water onto it. This has not been confirmed for the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Any of the reports that have come in do not mention dust and water resistance. Now in terms of the internals, the Samsung Galaxy S5, the main version, has the Snapdragon 801 quad-core 2.5 GHz processor. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha is going to come with the Exynos 5 octa processor, so that's going to be 4 cores at 1.8 GHz and the other 4 at 1.3 GHz. Now already in terms of benchmarks that we're seeing, this is outperforming the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now this will come down to on-screen performance with the lower resolution, so that is definitely going to go in favor of the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. The lower resolution is going to mean better on-screen performance, but the S5 itself is one of the fastest devices out there at the moment. I've done lots of comparisons in terms of benchmarks and speeds with other devices, the iPhone 5S, the Sony Xperia Z2, so you can go ahead and check those out on the channel. Very fast device, so this will just be an improvement on that. Now in terms of RAM, both of these have 2 GB of RAM, which is plenty, and it's going to be great for your multitasking and things. The storage versions, the Samsung Galaxy S5 comes in 16 GB, that's the main version. There is also a 32 GB version, which is not as widely available as the 16 GB version. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha is going to come in the 32 GB version. There may also be a 64 GB version at a later point, but right now it is going to come with the 32 2GB version. In terms of expandable storage, now this is interesting. The S5 comes with 128GB micro SD card expansion. Now this is great with many of the Samsung devices, is that you can expand the storage on there at a later point. You're not going to be stuck with what you've got. Now with the Alpha, pretty much all of the reports that are coming in are saying that there is no expandable storage. Now this is quite surprising and quite shocking really. This is yet to be fully confirmed, so I'm going to put a question mark here, and I will update the description below if we hear any other reports. But pretty much all the reports that we've got right now are saying that the Samsung Galaxy Alpha will not have expandable storage. This will be quite surprising from Samsung if that is the case. Now, in terms of the cameras, the Samsung Galaxy S5 has a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera. It's one of the best cameras out there at the moment. I've done lots of tests and lots of results can be seen on my channel. You've got some very nice detail. It's no doubt one of the best cameras out there on any smartphone. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha has a 12 megapixel rear-facing camera, so you've got lower megapixel count on here, but in terms of quality we will have to see these side by side just to see what kind of results we can expect. 12 megapixel is plenty. In terms of video, the Samsung Galaxy S5 does film up to 4K, so that's 2160p. You've also got 720p at slow motion. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha has 1080p for sure. 4K is what they're saying as well, so we should be getting 4K on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Not 100% confirmed as yet, but 4K should be available on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. In terms of the front-facing cameras, you've got 2 megapixel front-facing cameras on both of these, capable of filming 1080p HD. So we've got these same specs here in terms of the front-facing cameras. Now looking at the additional features that these offer, the Samsung Galaxy S5 has USB 3, which is great, so faster transfer speeds from your computer. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha has USB 2, so you're not going to be getting that advantage that you get with the Samsung Galaxy S5 here. You also don't have an infrared port on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha, which you do have on the S5. So with the S5, you can control your television and things using that infrared port. Now in terms of the other features, you do have the heart rate monitor on both of these devices, so this can be used with your S Health apps, which is quite a nice advantage if you are into your fitness. And you've also got the fingerprint scanner on both of these. So this is the fingerprint scanner on the home button, which you have to swipe. Now this isn't brilliant, it's not as good as something like the iPhone 5S, which you just have to touch. With this you do have to swipe, and you have to be pretty accurate as well, which is a little bit tricky sometimes. So this is on both of these. It's not the best, but it's available. And in terms of the operating system, you've got Android KitKat on both of these. The S5 currently you've got 4.4.2. now should be getting an update to 4.4.4 at a later point, but the Alpha is going to come out of the box with Android 4.4.4, so you're going to be getting the latest version of KitKat straight out of the box. Now both of these do have TouchWiz, so you've got TouchWiz's skin on top of both of these devices. This will come down to personal preference. It's a heavy skin for many out there, but it does come with its additional features. Now looking at the battery, the Samsung Galaxy S5 has a 2800 milliamp battery, which is removable. It's a very nice battery. You can get through the full day with medium to heavy usage as well. Very nice here. The Samsung Galaxy Alpha has an 1860 milliamp battery, so quite a small battery here compared to the S5. Whether it's removable or not has not been fully confirmed as yet. We do have a removable back, so that would lead us to believe that we would have a removable battery. In terms of the milliamps per hour, it is quite a bit smaller to the S5. You're looking at almost a third smaller compared to the S5. So in terms of usage, we are going to have to see that. Yes, it's a smaller screen and it's a smaller resolution, so that should help towards battery performance compared to the S5. But we can see why they've done this, and this is because of that smaller body. 6.7 millimeters in terms of thickness means that you are going to have to compromise somewhere, and it looks like they've compromised on the battery. In terms of usage, we will have to see this in hand. Now finally, looking at the price, the Samsung Galaxy S5, right now you can pick it up off contract for roughly between 450 to 500 pounds in the UK, or around about $600 in the US. So this is SIM free, just to see what the value is like of the S5. The Alpha, there's nothing confirmed as yet, not 100% confirmed as yet, but we're going to be looking at between 500 to 550 pounds in the UK, roughly about $650 in the US. Now this is usually the sort of flagship price that you can expect on release. Release date, you're looking at September, mid-September time. 12th September is the date that's going around right now, competing directly with the iPhone 6, which is also rumored to be roughly about 20th September as well. So there we have it, the Samsung Galaxy Alpha versus the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of cutback in terms of specs on the Alpha, but they have gone for that more premium build. You still got the same back here, so that's arguable how premium it is, but you do have a bit of a cutback here. They've definitely gone to compete with the iPhone market. So for those Apple users who are used to that premium build of the iPhones, the timing also leads us to believe that this is the case. What do you think of the Samsung Galaxy Alpha? Do drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, as always, please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And why not subscribe to the channel? I've got plenty more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching this Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time. If you want to see more regular videos like this one, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, which will be below. If you're on a mobile device, it may be somewhere else. If you want to see my previous related video, then hit the link right here. If you want to stay in touch over Facebook, Twitter and Google+, then all of the addresses will be there somewhere, as well as direct links in the description below. Okay, if you're still watching, then that means you've not done one of those things, so, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna go downstairs. See. Okay. There isn't really a downstairs. Anyway. So yeah.